When human civilization was advancing at breakneck speed, monsters called Kojins suddenly appeared on Earth. Darkness spread across the globe. These creatures devoured everything: animals, plants, even inorganic matter. Wherever they passed, nothing survived. The Kojins ranged from human size to so massive their scale was impossible to measure. Humanity's weapons couldn't harm them. Millennia of progress were swallowed in an instant. To survive, humanity built one last stronghold, Fenriru. There, using Kojin cells, scientists created humans known as God Eaters. Only those recognized by the Kojin cells, along with their families, were allowed to live inside the fortress. Renge was one of the young recruits who passed the God Eater test. His dream was to become a God Eater and wipe out the Kojins from the world. The first step was injecting Kojin cells into his own body. Those who survived the process fused with a wristband, marking them as beginner God Eaters. Beyond Fenrir's walls, Kojins attacked constantly. Renge longed to fight alongside the others, but the commander stopped him. Going outside now would be suicide. For the moment, Renge could only train inside a virtual combat system. He adapted quickly, defeating low-level Kojins early on. But he had a fatal flaw. Whenever he saw a teammate injured, he would immediately rush to help, and that impulse always led to his own death in simulations. Determined to grow stronger, Renge spent nearly all his time in the training room. Each God Eater was assigned a special weapon called a God Arc, forged from Kojin cells. These were the only effective weapons against the monsters. Renge's God Arc was nearly finished. Soon, it would be his blade against the Kojins. God Eater teams worked in groups of 3, but the Kojins always attacked in swarms. This time, they launched a surprise assault from 2 directions at once. The God Eater forces couldn't hold them off. The outer walls of Fenrir were breached in moments. Reinforcements were summoned, but no one knew what would be left by the time they arrived. Renge volunteered to fight, insisting his God Arc was ready, but the commander refused without hesitation. Few people could synchronize with Kojin cells. He wouldn't waste even a novice by sending him to die. Renge shouted back that fighting the Kojins was the whole reason he became a God Eater. He bolted toward the weapon chamber. There, he initiated the final cell synchronization. The process was quick. The commander tried to seal the exit, but Renge's speed was beyond human. With Kojin cells fused into his body, his strength and agility exceeded normal limits. In a blur of leaps and spins, he broke out of the base. The battlefield was already a nightmare. Ordinary humans were nothing but food before the Kojins. Even conventional weapons were useless. Entire squads of God Eaters had been wiped out. Gripping his new God Arc, Renge charged in. But real combat was nothing like training. The Kojins weren't mindless beasts. Within moments, his weapon was knocked from his hands. Several Kojins surrounded him, jaws open to devour him whole. His seniors shouted for him to run. Without a God Arc, there was no hope of killing them. At best, he might escape alive. But Renge refused to flee. In his heart, he vowed to overturn this despair. He grabbed a wooden stick and fought back. From above, a Kojin swooped down, seizing on his fall. Its massive jaws rushed toward him. His teammates looked on in horror, wondering if Renge was already dead. But he wasn't. Someone had come to save him.